Don't fall.
Yeah, don't. Lots of soft wood to land on. A guy comes running through the middle of the barn. He's got no winter clothes on. He's got one boot on.
Hey, what's up everybody? Today we are in Beamsville, Ontario, and Cave Spring Cellars Vineyards. This is an old barn that was recreated and resurrected with 90% of reclaimed wood. This space is going to be used for special events and probably mostly weddings. I'm upstairs on the mezzanine that looks over the space. It's not quite finished yet, but I think they've already taken some bookings in July and it'll be ready to go this summer. It's a spectacular space, a spectacular area, and we're going to talk to the gentleman, Tom Powers, that rebuilt it. And he owns a company called Fade to Gray, and he will make anything out of wood. He'll make any. What, Tom? Will you make anything out of anything? Reclaimed. Anything out of reclaimed wood that you can imagine. He's a elite carpenter. Can you say elite carpenter? A master. Yeah. He's a master carpenter. So we're going to talk to Tom. We're going to look at some of his other projects, and we're going to go inside his barn of reclaimed woods and find some real treasures that you're not going to believe exist. Tell me a little bit about the project that you were commissioned to do here in the barn space.
Well, this was a barn that was here already, an older barn out of disuse. Cave Springs acquired the property. It's the old Plecken property. Mm-hmm. So what you see in this building, the only thing that's original to this building is actually the roof structure. We jacked the building up, took out all the sideboard and old studs, they're all rotten, replaced the studding framing with reclaimed 2x6s, mm-hmm. lowered the building down to this pad. At the same time that was going on, we were building the timber frame in the next building. We deconstructed that, brought it over here, put it in a piece at a time. Then the building was clad, and at that point we built the mezzanine and the staircase, which is all out of reclaimed material.
What is the wood that you used for this for these stairs?
Well, this is specifically eastern white pine, but these were milled from old window lintels I had salvaged from a historical house in Vaughan, the Thomas Cook House. Mm-hmm. And these things were enormous. They were 6 by 16 by about 8 feet wide, so they were ideal for this purpose. Right. And the stringers holding up the stairway was milled from timbers from the old Welland Avenue United Church, which I salvaged about 4 winters ago.
How long have you been working on this project? I mean, this is a huge endeavor, I'm sure.
Yeah, because it's reclaimed, it's so labor intensive, but this probably took 5 or 6 months or more. Worked with Claymore Design and Construction to build this.
They're a local company?
They're a local company. They specialize in wineries and breweries, that type of thing. Yeah. They do a lot of other stuff, but they've done Cave Springs construction projects for probably going on 30 years now, but that's Dave Henderson. We work closely together. We'll actually be building a structure for the Pillar and Post this summer.
Oh, really?
Another timber frame structure right across the road from Pillar and Post on a property my grandparents used to own.
Oh, where CNC Yachts was?
Where CNC Yachts was, yeah. Wow. It's funny how things come around like that.
On the same property, Tom has a barn that warehouses all the amazing products and wood and reclaimed wood that he gets from the buildings that he takes down. This is some cool stuff. And listen, I want you to know that this is, you know, Tom is open for hire. He will build you anything, you can come to the barn, meet with them, say, hey, I want to buy that piece of timber. I want that for my mantle of my fireplace. I want that for the, I want some floorboards for my bathroom. Whatever it is, he will do it. Wait till you see the products that he has. It's unbelievable.
Rich! Hey,
Tommy!
What are you doing here?
Okay, we are in the barn where Tom keeps all his materials that he salvages from numerous amounts of buildings. Tom says he has about, what, 20 years worth of stuff in here?
Yeah, stuff going back 20 years.
And some of the materials and wood are probably going past 200 years old. Would you say?
Yep, yeah, that's from a barn I salvaged on the lake shore. A client was building a new house there, so I salvaged the old house, the barn, and then ended up putting in timbers from the Welland Avenue United Church into their new build inside the house and on the exterior.
You could mill these into whatever someone wanted too, right? Like
yeah.
Flooring or...
Yeah, our client's looking at having me make some reclaimed white oak flooring for them, so that material could come out of these timbers very well. This is material milled from salvaged timbers from the Welland Canal.
Welland Canal?
The Welland Canal, yeah.
Like what part of it?
Well, they use these timbers to buffer the sides so when the ships bounce against the sides, it doesn't damage the ship or you know, the side of the canal. So they change these timbers over time, and they're still viable timbers once you mill them. This material is perfectly fine. That's white oak right there. Yeah, I get referrals from contractors, demolition contractors, friends, realtors like yourself, where there's someone's acquired a property, or there's a development going on and it's a farm property, an old building, a church, century home, barn, old factory that's got to come down, and typically that's where the material comes from.
And then typically how long would it take you to, you know, an average sized barn, say, how long would that take you to
remove?
Yeah.
It'd be at least a month.
Oh, really?
I would say. Yeah, we try to be very careful. We try to be very careful with the material.
Right.
You don't want to gouge it and scratch it, because it's all about the surface texture and the quality of the aging there. Once you mishandle it like that, it's like any other hunk of old garbage. So in his day, Tom has probably done about 200 buildings he's taken down and salvaged. And I want to know, Tom, what is the most, the craziest story, let's just say, of a demolition? What do you think? What would you say? I'd have to say it would be the one in Vaughan, where I took the material that was put into those treads in the Cave Spring building we saw. Oh yeah. I was salvaging the barn on the property. It was New Year's Day, freezing day, and a guy comes running through the middle of the barn. He's got no winter clothes on. He's got one boot on, and he comes up to me, and I back away. I got my crowbar in my hand because am I hallucinating? The guy says, "Buddy, you gotta help me, you gotta help me." And I'm like, what? So I'm backing away. He runs off into the field, and as I'm backing away past the barn, I hear freeze. And I turn to look, and there's this enormous officer coming at me with his hand on his gun. And I'm holding my hands up, I'm saying, I'm not your guy, he's over there. No way. Whereupon a police helicopter flies over. What? Oh yeah, so apparently this guy had been wanted forever, and he comes running right through the middle of the barn in stocking feet. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Well, that's the tour of Fade to Gray. I just wanted to say thanks so much again, Tom, for all your time and energy today, and thank you, Rich. It was a real pleasure to come out and see it today. Yeah, this was fun. What's the best way people can reach you? On the phone. You can get Tom's not the most techie guy. There's an understatement. Yeah, call my wife. Get in touch with my wife. Yeah. The business has a Facebook page. Okay, Fade to Gray. Fade to Gray Reclaim Design is, yeah. So And then there's the website. It's fadedegrade.net. Yeah.
Thanks, buddy.
Cheers.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, it was good fun.
And
So yeah, thanks again, Tom, and I really appreciate it. And hey, it's always a pleasure to talk to you.